Well, when we started off with East NOLA BDD, it was very interesting because I had a question of how are we going to motivate enough people to even stay engaged in a discussion about the progress of New Orleans East even for a year.
We started out with the organization, a leadership. We created a table of leaders, a diverse group of leaders, small and large business, property owners, businesses, investors, who now have really rolled up their sleeve and agreed on a common vision and a common game plan for the economic resurgence of New Orleans East.
There's never been, as I can determine it, a number of people dedicated to establishing an environment for economic growth in New Orleans East.
I'll be very frank with you. When I first got on the East New Orleans Business Development District, I was challenged of, stop talking about the work that you're going to do, put your money at it. And so as a board member, I had to make a personal investment.
The board feels very strongly that everyone that is engaged in East New Orleans Business Development District has to be personally and financially invested. A, it speaks to their commitment. B, as we reach out to other businesses, it really is an example. They're walking the talk about why this is important.
We have skin in the game. We bought into the organization and we all help fund this organization. So it's not like we're just, board members and not putting up funds. So we have all contributed to East New Orleans Business Development District.
Well, it really is impressive, the accomplishments over the last year. And it's an organization and now with a business leadership that has created the plan and is now implementing the plan.
Over the year we did several cleanup operations. And if we're trying to encourage development in the East, many of those that we've talked to tell us that we first need to make our area attractive.
They've said that when we come to a community, if the community is clean, if we see other people care, then they're more likely to take up shop in that community. And that's one of the efforts that East NOLA BDD has undertaken in New Orleans East. We've done several cleanup projects, which were huge successes. The first had over 80 volunteers come out to pick up trash. The second one, we helped trim and manicure all the trees along the main thoroughfares, Bullet, Reed, and Crowder, and they were huge successes.
I honestly have not seen a business development organization that does cleanup, really making significant impact, because we recognize that economic development projects match well with beautification.
We have a very focused game plan with Councilman Gray's office, with City Hall, and targeted, the top 10 targeted blighted properties. And we've seen movement. We've seen movement now, 8 properties that have been demolished or have come up to code. We've seen lots that have overgrown, into the streets that, are now trimmed. And there's a new way of doing business in New Orleans East.
We've also garnered the support and attention of the citizens in the community. And they've even stepped up to say, hey, how can I get more involved? How can I participate? This is my community and I want to be a part of the solution. So I think that's the biggest thing that I've seen us accomplish in our first year.
In addition to the physical improvements, that is really signaling that something is different in New Orleans and we are changing. This is the opportunity corridor. So physically we're communicating that, but also from a communication standpoint, we're communicating that in terms of an innovative e-newsletter where through video, we're talking with the top corporate leadership and as well as community leadership about why they're investing.
Just reflecting back, and I've spoke to several of my colleagues on the board and just like, man, this whole year has just literally flown through us, right? But I guess we have so much to reflect on because we've been very active. Really taking this volunteer work very seriously and really looking at the dynamic, the mapping, the outlook of Eastern New Orleans.
Every community that has been successful in their economic revitalization has had a business civic leadership that has rolled up their sleeves, united with one voice to articulate what they want for their community and how they want their community to grow and develop.
You have to have some organization to kind of take charge and to be a leader and try to get things done. And I think through our cleanup efforts and our other ventures that we've undertaken, I think we've shown and proven ourselves to be that group that's here for New Orleans East.
Father always said, be a man for somebody else. Don't always worry about building things for yourself. And that's really the goal of East NOLA BDD, to provide hope for a better future, not just for those of us, the gray hairs, but also for the younger families and the young people who are coming up.